Thanks for watching. We're going to be fixing a Charmin Chatty Baby. I think these are from the 1960s. And if you're trying to fix one of these for your kid, because they're expensive if they're working and they're very rare and hard to find if they're working, I found this one on eBay and I think I paid about $40, $15 shipping. It's a Charmin Chatty Baby, tiny Chatty Baby. It hasn't spoken probably 60 years. I just pulled the string because I actually just fixed it. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what you need and how to fix it. Okay, let's get started. If you're going to buy one of these, before you do, let me throw this in there, make sure you buy one with the holes in the chest if you're a beginner at fixing these, because if you buy one with a cloth chest, what I mean by cloth chest, there's a piece of peach cloth over the chest. I think that's only the prototype Charmin Chatties, but they're all over eBay for sale. Very hard to fix. I am able to fix them, but it took a lot of trial and error. So first off, what you're going to do is you're going to take a blow dryer and you're going to heat the head, or you can put it in a boiling hot pot of water. This is hard like a rock. Once you do that and you heat the head at the bottom, but don't burn the hair, be very careful. Or if you heat it in a hot boiling pot of water, you're going to dip the head in there, and as soon as it warms up a little bit, you're going to pull it out and you'll be able to pop the head off, okay, because it's locked around this neck piece right there. You can see that lip right there, and you don't want to break the lip because you need it when you put it back on. All right, this is the speaker right here. This speaker right here, you're going to want to disassemble this, and I use Vaseline, and I clean it, and then I put Vaseline. There's a little spring in there. This pushes up and down. That's your speaker, okay? So that's not actually glued on here like the prototypes. It's a hell of a mess and hard to fix. I'm going to remove the legs real quick. I'm going to tell you guys what you need and what to do. First off, 95% of these that are broken, if you pull them and it sounds gargled, that's the one you want to buy. If it's missing the string, now you're getting into a whole nother situation of fixing this, okay? So if you wanted to fix this and do it once and not for a living, make sure you purchase one that just sounds gargled or the line is there, okay? If the line is there, this is easy. Watch this. What you're going to need is an O-ring. O-ring that I took out of there. It's stretched out. They'll last about 10 to 20 years, okay? $3 on eBay. Type in Chatty, Kathy, O-ring. They're all the Mattel voice box dolls, same O-ring. It doesn't matter what you're fixing, if it's Charmin Chatty, Chatty Kathy, all those Chatty dolls, and many other dolls that were made by Mattel in the 60s through the 80s, I think, were all using, because even the Chatty Patty needed a new O-ring. Okay, anyways, down here you got a voice box. There's a little record right here. That's a record player. I take a Q-tip and I clean all that. This is your arm for your needle. Your needle arm, I put Vaseline up under here. When I lift this arm up, you can get Vaseline in there and clean it. Vaseline in this section here, and on the opposite side of that section, where'd it go? All right, opposite side of the brake system. And here's your brake system. It's just a little, this is what's causing the problem on all of them not to work. When the O-ring spins, this brake system slows it down to the right speed so your record can make all the noises needed. Okay, so what you're doing is putting that O-ring, let me see if I could shine my light in here. Hold on one second. So I got the flashlight working. Didn't even know I had that. Okay, see that O-ring in there? That's how that goes on there. Real easy. When you separate these little, like 6 little points, and what I do to separate this, I take this pick, I shove it in there, and I rock it back and forth till it goes a little deep, and I pry upwards like that. If it doesn't give, I keep working around it. Shake it, stick it in, and pry. Eventually it will pop. It'll just separate. So you do all the points. I'm pointing them all out. There's one here, one there. I believe there's one over here, and one more here. Once you get that, you're able to lift this little plate up. Make sure that this metal spring, can you see that? That's your spring right there. Your metal spring just doesn't separate, and you keep the same tension that's on there. If you separate, you're going to have to probably copy that spring tension there if you could, hopefully, if somebody doesn't need to do that. But anyways, don't separate. If you got somebody to help you, have them hold their finger on it, make sure it doesn't pop out of there. A quick tip for you is take some packaging tape and tape it on this table over this, and that way this base, and do it also on this side, that way the base of this doll won't move if you don't have any extra hands. Usually I'll tape these down so that doesn't move. Okay, you're gonna flip that up. Once you flip it up, you just need to pop that O-ring on there around the record and around the brake system, but leave the tension. You see that? Can you see how this on? It's not around this plastic thing, it's just before it. so it gives it a little tension. Make sure you don't wrap that rubber ring around here. It will not work, okay? Okay, so that's about it. You're gonna put it back together. I use crazy glue, one little drop there, one there. Make sure it's still where you had it. Pretty much Vaseline all the spinning parts. The points. Do not get any Vaseline on that O-ring. If you do, that's why it's not gonna work, okay? One little drop will go a long way, or one little hair of it. Make sure you do not get any Vaseline on your O-ring, or your dowel will not work. I repeat it twice, sorry. Anyways, okay, so once you've got this back together, you're gonna then put all the hands back in place. This is the easy part, but some people might wanna know this trick that I got, because you think you're just gonna crazy glue it. If somebody drops it, guess what happens to plastic when you drop it? It'll, with crazy glue, it'll separate again, eventually, unless you use a ton of crazy glue. So once you get the arms all in there, you would put the chest on. You guys are gonna hear this doll for the first time in 60 years. I think I made it say like 2 things, and I put it back together, and then I said, you know what, let me just make a video on this. And people might want to fix these or go buy one. Doll collectors might. There's not much out there talking about how to fix these on YouTube except for my 4 videos I made on them. Just wanted to point out that where your needle should sit, where you put this back together right here, the needle's got to be lined up with the on the record. It just floats right there, and that speaker where I showed you where the spring is, that pushes down on this little bar area right here. See that little, I'll put my pin on it right there. That's where the speaker lines up. So if your needle is way over here, it's probably gonna get stuck there when you put it back together. So make sure it's sitting there before you cap this together. Let me put my doll. All right, got the doll back together with no head, and I'm just gonna show you guys what it says. And to put the head back on real quick, you're gonna heat it again, whether you boil it in hot water or whether you heat it with a hair dryer. Watch out, don't burn the hair. When it heats on, then you can just cap this on. The quick tip I was gonna give you guys was put some crazy glue on it, hold it, sprinkle some baking soda on there, and then crazy glue again, a little bit of baking soda. You're actually building a plastic form to seal the body back together, and it looks great. You'll see what I'm talking about when you try it. Maybe I'll throw a picture at the end of this video of what it looks like, but I don't really have 2 hands to hold it and do this all at once. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Let's hear what it says. I think it says 12 different things. I'll just keep pulling it, and we'll call that the end of the video if you don't want to watch anymore. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, but here you go. And if you had one of these when you were a little girl or a little boy or whatever, you're probably hearing it for the first time. Hi. Not much on the internet with hearing what it sounded like. So we'll end it with that, and thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up, and hopefully you go and make one of these and fix it yourself. Bye-bye. I'm squeezing it, and I sprinkled baking soda on it. That's Arm & Hammer baking soda. And look what happens when I blow it off. I can't touch it because I only got one hand, but it's hard as a rock, and you've just built a plastic bond on there. And you can scrape it down with scuff it up with like sandpaper or something to make it perfectly smooth. All right, so that's how you do that. Over here measuring these doll. How much was Charm and Chatty?
She was 27.
27 inch? Really? Are you sure? I don't think she's supposed to be that tall, Boo-Boo.
No, she's 20. She's like,
oh wow, she is tall. 26 inch, probably 25 inch. That's tall compared to these ones, but these are the Shirley Temples. We just got Shirley Temple. I think we paid. How much did we pay for this one?
We called this one Shirley. We called this one Cherry.
This one was about $70 on eBay, and then this one we just got at what was that place?
A flea market near from the box today.
It was like an antique mall is what it was. So 30 bucks, had the box with it and everything.
Well, if you go to Lola Schoolhouse, they have a lot of Shirley Temple dolls.
These people who are watching this are probably not close to Lansing, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little far. But they could find antique malls by them or check eBay. They have a lot of chatty Cathy's and all that. So
Yeah.
most of these dolls work. So
Usually when you type in Chatty Cathy, they say the Chatty Patty, Chatty Cathy.
either one of them. Yep. Okay. So that's about it. And if you're into collecting these dolls, you can purchase them and get them fixed. So $3 for the O-ring to get that fixed. It's not that hard if you're pretty crafty. Make sure you get one with the holes in the chest if you're gonna try to fix it. All you have to do is split it. I actually made some YouTube videos how to fix them. You'll probably land on them and see how I fix them and how I open them. But so watch those videos, and do not buy one with the cloth chest unless you're really experienced with fixing it. I would definitely recommend fixing one of these first. So you split them. You can heat the head right here. Heat it, and then the head will pop off. And you split the rest with a razor blade. And once you're in there, and there's a record. You just have to replace the O-ring. Not that hard if you're from 1 to 10. It's probably like a 5 if you're pretty crafty. So that's about it. So thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, and thanks. What did she say?
Brush my hair.
Okay, do one more.
Let's play school.
Yep. So they're pretty cool, old classic vintage dolls. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up.
They're my dolls and my sister's, so we really know how it's what they're saying.
Yep. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Over here we got a really old doll collection, and we're just showing them off. And we got Charmin Chatty right here. That's the tallest one. She's probably what, 19 or 20 inches? And a lot of Chatty Cathy's. And we have some Shirley Temple dolls, 2 of them. This one's from 1972, and this one's from the 60s, which is a little taller. I think we just measured her. What was she, a 14-inch or 12-inch?
She was a 12.
12-inch. And then these are the Chatty babies. There's 2 of those somewhere. And Chatty, what was that one? Chatty Patty? Chatty Patty, this one was made in the 80s, I think?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be her cousin. Who's that?
That's the other baby.
The baby. And most of these work because we fixed them. There's a little O-ring inside of their voice box that needs to be fixed.
I'll pull some strings.
And we're going to pull some strings so you guys can hear them. Charmin Chatty is the only one that has removable records. And we got a bunch of records, so we picked these up on eBay. And just to give you an example, some of them say scary. She says scary things. Animal noises and all kinds of things. And you can put the... No, they're not scary. But you can put the record in the side of her stomach. And then you turn it on. But, so most of these dolls, if you buy them, don't work and you have to fix them. And they can go for almost double the price of what they cost. I'm hungry?
Yeah.
Okay. So they say, the prototypes say about, I think it was 12 things. And the reason they're prototypes is because they don't have this holes in their chest. They'll have a cloth chest. Let's see if we could find one. Can we find a cloth chest?
But we'll show one that we didn't.
Okay.
How about this one?
We'll show you guys what it means to be a prototype. That means it was the first ones ever made. And they only say about 12 things. It has a cloth chest. Those are really hard to fix. I'm actually good at fixing them all.
And then the ones that don't have a cloth chest that say like 20 different.
Is this the baby that talks? I know I fixed one of the babies.
This is the baby.
Let's hear what the baby says. So that's what they say. Let's see another Chatty Cathy.
If I would, does it work? Yes, it does.
So they say different things. It's pretty cool. How about the one with the clock on her hand? Chatty Patty.
Chatty Patty.
She says things about 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You could turn the dial on her hand, and she might say different things when you turn it. But go ahead, one more time.
7.
She said the same thing. Let's see if she says something different. Pull it again. Oh, turn the clock.
Okay,
Go.
that's 3.
4 o'clock, let's have a tea party. Okay, how about, let's put some records in Charmin Chatty. Show people what that's about. Little book here that we got with her. I think we got her for about